Disney is always full of surprises, suspense, and dark moments which leave the viewers either wanting for more or crying their eyes out. Welcome to Riveted, and in this video, we've compiled the most shocking movie moments in Disney history. A striptease. Yeah, you heard that right. A striptease in a Disney movie. The Great Mouse Detective was a big hit, but the bar scene was very controversial. Well, let's say it became controversial later on because the kids who watched the movie didn't realize what was going on. Miss Kitty and her dancers sing the song "Let Me Be Good to You," and the song has all sorts of hidden meanings. The mouse sings, "Hey fellas, I'll take off my clothes." And she actually does it. In the middle of the performance, she takes off her dress and continues in a sexy outfit. Drunk men in the bar ogle and admire the beautiful Miss Kitty. She even bends down to expose her behind, and the men in the bar go nuts. Let's just break things down which were very evident in the bar scene. Violence, drugs, sex appeal, kidnapping, and attempted murder all in one Disney scene. Wow, they were pretty dark back in the day. The fate of Bambi's mother. Bambi was among the first Disney movies, and it's the classic tear-jerker. Viewers fell in love with Bambi and his adventures, but they didn't know that he would lose his mom in the movie. As they were enjoying their time in the wild, the two were attacked by poachers and had to run for their dear lives. They lost sight of each other, and Bambi was devastated to learn that his mother was shot dead. It was a shock not just to him, but everyone who was watching. Disney revealed that they intended to show the shooting but decided not to show it because it would leave the younger viewers traumatized. Well, it was still traumatizing even without showing the shooting scene. The stiff flower. While still on Bambi, let's also address a scene that probably went over your head. First of all, if you were among the people who thought Flower was a female, welcome to the realization that Flower is male. Well, unless Disney was trying to hint LGBTQ earlier than we thought. In the scene, Flower falls deeply in love, and when he receives a kiss, he goes stiff and turns red. It means Flower was the first Disney character to have an erection on screen, and the body gradually turning red signifies the movement of the blood. We see what you did there, Disney, but we can let that shocking scene slide because it was one of the most romantic scenes in Disney history. Ursula's inspiration. How old were you when you realized that Ursula was inspired by a drag queen? As a kid, one would never notice that Ursula was inspired by a drag queen, but as people grow older, most were actually really shocked. Considering the movie was released in 1989, it would never cross our minds. The drag queen's name was Harris Glenn Milstead, better known as Divine. The drag queen had hair that defied gravity, overarched eyebrows, and a glamorous sense of style, just like Ursula. In fact, they also had the same personality traits. Unfortunately, Divine passed away just a year before The Little Mermaid hit the big screen in 1989. However, everyone who knew Divine personally claimed that the queen would have loved the character. Sex Cloud in Lion King. In the original Lion King movie, Simba collapses in exhaustion, and a cloud is seen which reads, "sex." Of course, it didn't go unnoticed, even though it's vague, and most parents complained that the scene was inappropriate. Well, Disney responded to the allegations, and the film's special effects team argued that it was meant to read SFX as a tribute to the teen. We're not buying that one, Disney. When the remake was done, viewers were keen to see if the cloud would still read sex, but Disney is also smart enough not to make the same mistake twice. The Sorcerer in Fantasia. Yen Sid is the powerful sorcerer in Fantasia, appearing as an old man with a long beard and robes that extend to the floor. He was portrayed as a powerful and mysterious character, but as the movie progressed, viewers realized that he was compassionate and caring. Plus, he had a remarkable sense of humor. Okay, the shocking movie moment is his name. Many people probably figured it out, but the majority were shocked to learn the mystery behind his name. For those who are still in the dark, because we're sure there are those who have never figured it out, we'll help you out here. Let's spell out the name. Yen Sid. Y-E-N-S-I-D. Okay, now let's do it backwards. D-I-S-N-E-Y. And there you have it. The name of the sorcerer's name spelled backwards is Disney. Very clever. Mushu the Pervert. Mulan was a big hit because the Princess Mulan was not a typical princess. However, Mushu's level of perversion was shocking to many viewers. When he first met Mulan, he told her that he could see through her armor, and Mushu's eyes were fixed on her breasts. Of course, Mulan realized what was going on and slapped some sense into his head. There's also the scene where Mushu bit a man's butt in an attempt to distract him from Mulan. Word on the street is that Mushu will not be in the live-action remake of Mulan. Fans expressed their concern when they didn't see him in the trailer. Well, Disney is probably trying something new with Mulan as they did with Maleficent. We only hope that he will appear as a minor actor or at least get a mention in the remake. The Minister's Erection. The Little Mermaid finally got her Prince Charming and walked down the aisle to exchange vows. The minister was waiting for them, and in the process, viewers saw what looked like a boner. Okay, the Little Mermaid is obviously very beautiful, and the minister is a man before he is a minister, but isn't that why we have robes? Disney defended the scene and said that it was a knee. but fans were not having any of that. It may actually be a knee, but considering Disney occasionally sneaks adult stuff in their movies, it may have also been an erection. In the DVD version, Disney edited the controversial scene out to mean that they were definitely hiding something. Dragged to hell. Dr. Facilier's fate was one of the most disturbing fates in the history of Disney. Facilier tempts Tiana with everything she ever wanted if she will only give back a magic amulet that allows the witch doctor's current spells to work. When Tiana refuses and attempts to smash the amulet, Facilier changes her back into a frog. Tiana manages to trick Dr. Facilier and destroys the amulet. With the amulet crashed, it was now impossible for Dr. Facilier to deliver New Orleans to the voodoo spirits. So the spirits come to collect Facilier in their place. It's still very disturbing to watch Dr. Facilier being dragged to hell amidst all his screams and resistance. Whew! Frollo kills Quasimodo's mother. Quasimodo's mother was a very loving mom who tried to save her son from the cruelty of the French government at the time. She loved the son in spite of his deformity, and she was also knowledgeable of Catholic laws, seeking sanctuary at Notre Dame when she was being chased by Frollo. He catches up and knocks her down with a steel boot onto the stone steps of Notre Dame, killing her with a single blow, splitting the back of her head open and breaking her neck. Frollo then assumes that Quasimodo is a demon and tries to kill him too. Jeez, very shocking and very, very scary. Hans was a douchebag. When fans were introduced to Hans in Frozen, he was the perfect prince. Everyone was so happy to watch Anna fall in love only for them to get a shocking revelation. Hans was the villain of the show. He is the very definition of toxic masculinity, who lies to Anna and drives a wedge between her and Elsa for his own selfish benefit. Speaking of Frozen, there were also some shocking adult jokes which kids didn't notice. Kristoff was concerned that Anna quickly fell in love and he started questioning her about Hans. He asked her about Hans's last name, eye color, and best friend's name before landing on a question that left many adults shocked. Foot size? Of course, that was a sexual reference to mean you-know-what. And Anna replied by saying that the size didn't matter. Dog skinning. As much as Dalmatians was a good movie, the plot was also very horrifying. Cruella is intrigued by the idea of making garments out of actual Dalmatians. The thought of skinning puppies for fur is horrifying not just for kids but for adults as well. It was revealed that the reason Cruella chooses to skin puppies is that when short-haired dogs grow older, their fur becomes very coarse, which doesn't sell as well in the fur fashion industry as the fine soft fur of puppies. Mufasa's death. Shocking is not even enough to describe the death of Mufasa. After saving Simba from a stampede of wildebeest, Mufasa is sent falling to his death by his scheming brother Scar. The scene was voted as one of the most iconic death scenes in the history of Disney. In the live-action remake, the scene was slightly changed, but it didn't make it less painful. In the new movie, the rocks that Mufasa uses to escape the gorge are loose and covered in shale, making his ascent harder than in the original film. And in case you didn't notice, instead of gorging his claws into his brother's paws, Scar hits Mufasa in the face to send him flying. After many years since the original movie, the theaters still witness sobs after watching the emotional scene. Lip service. Well, at this point, we may as well accept that the innocent movies will have sexual innuendos once in a while. Toy Story has also had its fair share of shocking scenes, but one particular scene in Toy Story 3 makes history. When Lotso, the pink stuffed bear, takes Mrs. Potato Head's lips off of her body when she's talking too much, Mr. Potato Head says, "Hey, nobody takes my wife's mouth except me." As a kid, you probably thought that he was only a protective husband, but now you know what he meant. And one final thing which shocked everyone in the Disney movies is, The Rock can sing? We didn't even imagine that The Rock would be in a Disney movie, and things went a notch higher when he sang. Okay, he could probably sing before Moana, but is he that good? He revealed in an interview that he had to practice the song every day for months, and he also had a little help from tequila. Johnson said he took the strong stuff to get voice ready as the demigod Maui in Disney's animated film. There are other shocking moments from Disney movies that we have mentioned in the video. Let us know which other shocking moments should have made the list. This has been Riveted, and we publish amazing videos daily.